Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing, love the way you look in the mirror, and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food. It's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. I've been thinking about changing the intro of this podcast actually. What do you think, guys? I actually put it on my goal list to improve the quality of this podcast for 2020. And that for me means improving my storytelling skills, adding some more fascinating and interesting stories and episodes from life to give you more real life examples, how to change and improve your eating and your health habits, and also improving the quality of the sound and introduction, and also maybe the artwork. So I'm thinking, and soon we're gonna change it up a bit to bring in more people, to get more people healthy and spread this nutrition, healthy lifestyle, and overall holistic view on our health among many more people. So that's the plan. That being said, guys, we are in Moscow, and tonight I had quite a rough time when it comes to sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was 2 p.m. I still had 6 hours of sleep since I went to bed at 8 p.m. after my flight. And I've been fasting. I'm still fasting for 42 hours. And guys, sometimes it happens when you fast, your sleep gets disrupted, and it's a common occurrence among many people and medical doctors and biohackers. And, there are a lot of theories that it has to do something with mineral imbalances, or maybe your cortisol, your stress hormone gets out of balance because, fasting is a little bit of a stress. For me, it might be also traveling. So nobody's sure what it is, but it happens. Sometimes you sleep better, sometimes you sleep worse. So be prepared for that. So what did I do? Because I didn't feel productive to just, stay in bed, not sleeping. So I woke up and started doing things. So I rearranged my day because I know that if I lack sleep, that somewhere in the middle of the day, between the hours of 1 and 4, I'll be sleepy and I'll be ready for a nap. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 90-minute nap, and the 90-minute mark is important because we sleep in cycles, and full sleep cycle lasts somewhere around 90 minutes. So I'm gonna take a nap, and my day gonna flow just like it usually does. And then, of course, during the day I'm gonna have some food, so my sleep gonna get back to normal. Plus, I'm not traveling today. On the sleep side, guys, did you know that in most decent hotels these days you can choose your own pillow? Like, my favorite is Anatomic, and to no additional charge to you, and that is highly flexible, regulated depending on the weight and head shape. Kind of pillow supports vertebra and keeps the natural shoulders aligned. It's a very comfortable pillow, kind of like a block that changes shape according to your head weight, the position and shape of your body. So pretty cool thing. I'm a huge pillow orderer. Now that I found out about it. I'm always curious about things around me. Whenever I go to a new hotel, I'm like, what's this? What's this? Plus this new technology. Like when you go on a plane now, there is a place where you could put your phone to watch the movie or something, or there is even selfie place, or at least on airflow planes that are quite fast to modernize their fleet of planes, right? So anyhow, let's get back to nutrition. Today's Tuesday, and we'll learn something more or less scientific, something really practical. And today I wanted to share with you some information from my recent blog, one of my recent blogs. So the blog is How Do We Eat in 2020? It's not keto. So that's the title of the blog. The link you can find in the show notes. And today I wanted to share with you a few points about nutrition in 2020 that summarizes the science, the studies, the best practices in the field of healthy living, of healthy nutrition, of longevity, what we learned till this point. And then after we learn, this summary, I'm going to give you more specific details, how I would organize my eating practice if I were you or someone else just starting out, how I would organize my eating habits and also our lifestyle. And you're going to find out why. So nutrition in 2020. What did we learn? All of us learned as a community. Nutrition, number one, nutrition doesn't work in isolation. Your sleep, your stress management, your activity levels and exercise you do, your emotional state, your geographical location and your relationships, etc., all that affects your biochemistry, basically all the reactions in your body. And all that affects how your body processes food and what your body needs for optimal performance. So guys, nutrition just doesn't work in isolation. What you do, your stress levels, everything you are affects how your body metabolizes different foods. So be aware of that. That's why, one person's perfect diet is another person's poison. Number two, nutrition, food is not just fuel. It is also building material for every cell of your body. The better ingredients you eat, the better cells, the better tissues, the better organs, the better body you'll build, and it'll all function better. Every single thing. End of story. Cookies and junk food with some supplements will build junk cells and junk bodies that will perform as cheaply as junk food costs. So realize, guys, that again, there is this comparison of food to fuel, but not like unlike fuel, food, it doesn't just give you energy, and that's why it matters what kind of food you put in your body. It actually signals your genes how to express themselves, how your epigenetics, or basically we all have pretty much similar genes, but our different environments and our lifestyle choices change certain markers on our genes, and we experience our genes differently. And that all depends on the quality of your food too. And plus, every cell of your body is built of food. It's not just fuel, it's actually building material. Number three, no matter how many calories you eat and how perfect your macros are, you can't skip one rule of human nutrition. You got to eat all the micronutrients, basically vitamins and minerals, human body needs to thrive, and often more, since we don't really know the exact amount of the nutrients for longevity and optimal performance. Guys, for you to know, we just know the amount of nutrients. Some nutrients, we're not even sure that we know everything. Which is true of the amounts that doesn't produce disease and sickness. What is needed for optimal performance is still to be discovered. So 13 vitamins, 16 minerals, essential fatty and amino acids, carbohydrates, water. Number four, just eating your macros and micros is not enough either. You have a digestive system, living and breathing, not a calorie burning machine inside of you. Digestion is a complicated process. What foods, in what amounts, in what combinations, it all matters for the nutrient extraction and usage. Some nutrients simply cancel each other. Some nutrients can work properly without each other, can't work properly without each other. We are at the very beginning of understanding the complexity of this interaction and optimization of it. So from this point, you want to understand that our digestive system it's quite complex, and how you absorb and digest food, it's quite a complex process too. Requires different enzymes, different digestive juices, different environments. But if you are stressed, you're not going to be digesting food the same as if you're in a relaxed state. And again, some vitamins and minerals work well together, some don't. And if you eat whole foods, predominantly whole food diets, then you'll be fine, because nature already designed food so it works well together. But if you eat some fabricated food products or food-like substances, that's where you run a pretty good chance of combining stuff that were not supposed to be combined. Number 5, fasting, not eating, is just as important as what you eat and when you eat and how you eat. Mindless eating with no regards to time, your physical and emotional state, is just as bad as eating junk food. And this is, guys, is not an exaggeration, it's truth. So if you're always eating stressed, if you're eating in a hurry, if you eat whenever you want, even though you eat the healthiest diet, right before bed, right after you're waking up, and all of these things can really screw up your digestion and your digestive system. And when that happens, no matter what you eat, it's not going to work well. And so based on all of these points, based on all of these 5 points, you listen to them again, because they are important, and those are basic principles of nutrition moving forward. Not just nutrition, but lifestyle, as you can see. So how would I eat right now based on all of that if I were just starting out? Because I'm already doing that and more. Like, I'm always doing some exploring, experimentation when it comes to nutrition, lifestyle, studying, and I put it into practice on myself first, of course. So what would I do? Well, first of all, I'd sleep well because how you sleep affects how your body metabolizes food and digests and your state overall. That's why I'm such huge on sleep. Today it's a little bit compromised, but it's one day in a while, and I'm gonna have a nap, and I'm gonna have a good night's sleep the next night. So number 2, after sleeping, I'd exercise regularly. Again, all the studies, all the science show that your biochemistry changes dramatically when you exercise and when you don't exercise. Heck, when you just sit for 20 minutes, not really changing your position, your glucose tolerance gets worse. You get more inflammation in your body. You get more triglycerides circulating in your body. So your body does not like not to move, and it's because your elimination system doesn't work without movement. It doesn't have pump like heart. So, and for other reasons, I'm sure too, that we are yet to discover. But if you don't move and if you don't exercise, that's not the best scenario to apply a healthy diet on. It's just not going to work that well. Plus, your health not going to be that great, especially long term. Number 3, I'd learn to manage stress and my emotions. That too, guys. Your stress levels and how you manage stressful situations will highly affect your health, your longevity, and the way your body reacts to food. Because food is external environment going inside of you, and if your body in a stress state and it has a purpose to actually figure out if there is a danger in the foods that you brought in from the environment. So if your body in a stress state is going to react negatively to a lot of potentially but might be completely benign things dangerously, like some plant foods, right? Or maybe like bell peppers or some seeds or something else. Because of your stress, your body might not be digesting food well at all and give you a lot of food intolerances. So it's hugely important. Number 4, I'd fast for 14 hours daily. More is fine, but no less. all the science, all the studies show that fasting is hugely important. And to give you an analogy to understand this better, like imagine you have a plant that makes, I don't know, cars, computers, whatever. And the plant, it has workers who need days off, who needs to rest, not, computers, not robots, but human beings. And so they need to rest to do their job properly. And then you don't give them rest. You tell them, it's war, you gotta produce, I don't know, cars, machines, or whatever that is. And how do you think they're gonna work after a while? Not so well, because almost every living system needs recovery. And so when you don't have that period of 14 hours daily, it seems from all the studies that your digestive system, specifically your intestine, does not have time, and your microbiota, this whole system doesn't have time to recover, and it works worse and worse and worse, and you absorb less nutrients, you digest your food worse. And but then also a lot of processes of recovery and restoration does not happen in a fed state. You gotta be fasting for a long periods of time. 14 hours seems to be a golden number. Number 5, I'd make sure I hydrate well and I don't drink my calories. Another important one, you're mostly water, basically walking water. If you don't hydrate well, no reaction in your body, not in your brain, nowhere we're gonna run smoothly. Plus, you're probably not going to be going to the toilet regularly, and you're not going to be removing waste that efficiently and effectively. And those all things, accumulate and produce quite not great result when it comes to your health and digestion of your food. Number 6, I'd eat 2-3 meals a day without snacking in between. That doesn't mean, guys, you can't have some fun foods while you eat, but I highly recommend you to limit your eating times to 2-3 meals a day without snacking. I'm right now probably on average 1 meal a day, and sometimes I do have 2 meals a day if I feel like I'm especially hungry, or I have a lot of work, super, exhausted or something, but that doesn't happen often because I try to manage my workload and my recovery well. And so number 7, I'd eat a variety of veggies with a lot of colors and nutrients at each meal, mixing raw and cooked veggies, and that's important because that's going to produce different nutrients in different forms plus different fibers. I'd make my veggies the main course by volume. So vegetables, guys, the most of your plate should be, half of your plate at least should be occupied by your vegetables, non-starch or starchy, depending where you're trying to keep your carbohydrates, and then maybe you get a piece of fruit on top of that, fresh fruit on top of your vegetables, not instead of your vegetables, and then eat your protein, eat some amount of healthy fats, eat your starch if you eat it. But that's how I would organize my plate. A lot of vegetables. The focus in on vegetables, on variety, for minerals, for nutrients, for antioxidants, for so many things that we still yet to learn. Number 8, I'd focus on a variety of whole foods of the best quality with the most essential for human health amount of micronutrients per bite. Foods that work the best for my body. So the point of this point is you need variety of foods containing nutrients that are actually essential for human health. Now, I like to bring this example these days. If you eat apples all day long, apples, I don't have anything against apples. I don't consider them unhealthy or whatever. Like, healthy and unhealthy is a relative term in general. But if you eat apples all day long, even though there is a saying, apple a day will keep a doctor away, you won't be healthy, because apples might have, some nutrients, but they don't have a lot of other nutrients that human body needs. And so if your diet has a lot of calories, a lot of nutrients, but you are constantly not eating essential for human health nutrients, like maybe you're not eating magnesium and potassium and calcium that are quite common for a lot of people being deficient in those, or omega-3 fatty acids that are essential fatty acids, or you're not eating vitamin A or D on a regular basis, you're going to suffer. And so that's why it's important to know where you can get those nutrients from foods, because they are absorbed and digested much better than any supplement. And some nutrients like folic acid, for example, has very questionable absorption rate. So you better eat your liver that is high in the best form of folic acid. And so you gotta eat actual nutrients the human body needs, not just any nutrients or not just any calories. And then also you need to learn what foods work better for you and get those nutrients from those foods. An example to you, some foods, like for example caviar, deliver really amazing amount of omega-3 fatty acids and other minerals in just 1 tablespoon. But I hate caviar, and no matter how good it is, like I literally hate it. So I would not eat it. Some foods might give you diarrhea or indigestion, so it means that your body for some reason cannot absorb the nutrients in that food. And so you need to find the foods that actually make you feel good and deliver nutrients that human body needs. Number 9, I'd eat, and this is a very important food list that I figure out, researched, practice, that delivers, if not all when eaten together, then more than all of the nutrients human body needs. So I'd eat liver, and I actually eat those foods on a regular basis. Egg yolks, bell peppers, canned sardines. Canned because canned preserve better skin and bones just because of the way they're canned. You know, whole sardines are put in a can and then they sealed and then they heated up and cooked. So nutrients get sealed in. So canned sardines, a lot of omega-3s and minerals and collagen. Sunflower, pumpkin, and flax seeds, quite an amazing nutritional profile from mineral perspective. Sauerkraut and other fermented foods for your gut health. Mussels and oysters, super rich in minerals, great source of protein, of highly digestible protein, omega-3 fatty acids. So mussels, oysters also have zinc like no other food has. I also would eat sweet potatoes and other tubers that are also high in minerals and great amount of vitamins and fibers, really great for your gut health. So if you eat, starch, then tubers are your things. Blueberries and other berries for carbohydrates, because they're also super rich in different antioxidants that are super beneficial for your brain and your overall health. And also berries like blackberries, for example, or even blueberries or raspberries, they're quite rich in fibers. And a little bit of fructose, at least what I notice, works really amazing for my athletic performance. So I eat a cup of berries, usually blueberries or blackberries or raspberries on a daily basis. But strawberries are also amazing because in a cup, they have 120% of vitamin C that you need. And by the way, frozen are just as better and sometimes even better than quote-unquote fresh ones, because frozen ones are picked at the top of their ripeness and they're frozen and they're shipped, and so a lot of nutrients are preserved much better than in the ones that stay on the shelves, quote-unquote fresh. And plus they are picked, not ripe. Variety, I would eat also variety of green and colorful vegetables, some seaweed for iodine. That is pretty much, the only food source for iodine. You need like 2 grams of it. I would eat dark chocolate for polyphenols. That's why I'm buying dark chocolate today. Couldn't find it in Turkey, in Istanbul. So dark chocolate for brain health. I would eat cod liver, and I am eating it. It's quite common in northern countries because it's the only food source with vitamin, with not actually the only food source. Also salmon has some and eggs has some, but this is like the richest source of vitamin D. Just less than an ounce would give you all the vitamin D you need. And 10, I take a natural multivitamin, meaning derived from natural material, not synthetic. Vitamin D3 and K2, it's important to take those together. Magnesium, potassium, zinc, iodine, and calcium. I would take those when I can't eat all the foods above, while traveling, or in a place where I don't have many food choices. Even though supplements are not perfect, they're better than nothing. That is proven by science also. And that's how I would eat in 2020 and onwards. I'm sure this year and many years from now, we're going to discover more, and we're going to make it better. We're going to make nutritional profiles of different foods much better. We're going to choose different varieties of produce and animal foods because of their nutrition profiles. We're going to learn how to improve those nutritional profiles for human physiology. We're going to grow meat and fish in lab. I'm sure of that. So a lot of things going to happen. But that what I'm going to do for this year till new information, better information comes along. And from what I can tell you guys, a lot of basics, they don't really change. Good science doesn't really change a lot, but it gets it gets deeper, and we get more detail. We get some more details that tells us how to do things better. Like, for example, before we used to think that calcium and everything, and then we realized that it doesn't work without vitamin D, and then now we realize that vitamin D doesn't really, and calcium, they don't really work without vitamin K2. That is a specific form of vitamin K, not the one you get in spinach, but the one you get like in liver or natto. And it's really hard to get in foods actually, or cheese also, like Parmigiano Reggiano and other hard cheeses. So vitamin K2 is quite hard to get, but seems to be really absorbable in supplements, and so I take it. Right, so this kind of details we learn more of, and food will get better for all of us. It's not so nutrition focused yet, but it will. But till then, that's the science. That's the best practice I would follow. And reach out, guys. Let's schedule our call. And in just 10-15 minutes, completely free of charge, I will tell you the basics. And I will also walk through your daily menu, and will tell you where you might be missing a lot of nutrients and what foods might be the easiest to add to your daily menu to satisfy maximum of your nutritional needs at this stage of your life and with your goals. And to finish off this episode, guys, I'd like to read you something else from the same blog. They say people are omnivorous or omnivores. Well, so are cows and any other animal. But just because we can eat everything without dying of food poisoning, it doesn't mean it's optimal and good for us long-term and or not harmful. A modern cow eats grass or grains. When a cow eats grass, it's lean, healthy, lives longer. When a cow eats grains, it's fat, gets sick often, lives a shorter life. Humans are kind of like that. There is a better way, and there are other ways. Cows, by the way, choose more nutritious grass when they are given the freedom to roam around. So who's smarter now? So that's it for today, guys. Re-listen to this episode. A lot of practical, nutritionally enhanced bites of wisdom here. Apply them into your life. Schedule our call to quickly figure out ways how you can improve your nutrition now for more performance, more energy, more health, to improve your life. You wouldn't believe how much better you're gonna feel and how much better your life gonna get once you start fulfilling more of your nutrition needs regularly. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening, for your attention, for your energy, for being your best self and working on your self-improvement. So thank you for all of that. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.